What's up everyone, this is Cher talking, welcome back to my channel. Today's video we'll be talking about yet another news that we just got in the news section of the game. As you can see here, they are announcing the next banner, Battle Festival, Romancing Festival Monica. Again, using the festival word 2 times. And I have to tell you that this is one of the best banners in a while, and it just offers a lot of value. We have a healer support with Mariah, we have a sun damage and support with Gerard, we have shadow damage and debuff with Rouge, we have a constant slash damage dealer for raids in many turns, and then we have Monica, a very strong priest damage dealer with one of the best intelligence debuffs, and also very useful for almost all content in the game. So this banner also has 5 styles, meaning that you don't have a chance of an off banner. When you summon and you get a new double S drop, it means that it's a new style. Okay, so we already have some information about these characters because they released a Taiwanese video with information, and I will just go to Reddit because Henceforth83 did an amazing job of translating and showcasing the difference between the JP releases and the global release of these characters. We have Gerard here. Gerard is a slash and sun damage dealer. And when we got Leon, Leon was actually kinda inspired by Gerard because he has Steel Blade Light. Remember that this skill can just recover HP and do a lot of damage. He also has the second passive here that's the same as Leon's, that buffs 10% of damage for all surviving allies. He's a hybrid, even more than Leon to be honest, because his STR is not even that high, his intelligence is higher, and his best attack is his skill number 3, Galaxy. That was buffing in global, going from double S for triple S damage, but he can only use this on turn 2. But his agility has some problems. You have to find some alternatives to make him go first, or depending on the event, if you only want him to go for the second wave and there's only 2 waves, it will be easier. But the damage is just so high. He's a good character to be used for farming. For boss fights, more about Steel Blade Light than anything else. Now we have Hector. This character here has a very high STR. But I don't know, there's way too many slash damage dealers in the game. His role play is to just keep using his skill number 1 that goes 4 BP and buffs his own STR, because its beat damage is actually pretty strong, and by just buffing it again means that he has constant damage. He also has his skill number 3 that he can use right on the start that will give him a 50% guard up for 5 turns, meaning that he won't die easily. He's also very strong on raids because he can just survive the third turn nuke and go a little further. I think that his value is pretty similar to the last UDX Katarina, although I don't know who will do more damage on the long run, because this one just keeps buffing. He also has access to a fast AoE attack that can be used 3 times in a row, but because we just got Torpe, and Torpe buffs STR by going fast, I don't know if the value of this is just too good. There's also Young Gustav that has a 3 BP fast attack, although with lower power, but they just worked well. Then there's Mariah that was totally changing for global. She had very low sustain with endurance being only on 46% and we were only on 53. Now she got it to 70 something. It's not amazing, but it's good enough. She has very bad STR, now has a very bad intelligence as well, but her love is amazing, pretty high, and she needs this because she has access to Ring of Life, a spell that heals everyone in revives. You can only use it twice in a boss fight, but let me tell you, she won't need to use this too much because she has another way to heal the party. She was changed to when she's attacked, and she has a 50% chance to heal the party by very small effect. Very small effect should be around 150 most of the time. Her love is already pretty high, but there's something here. This is unique in global, and I have to say that this is a meta character. This Mariah is meta because just like we got a Halloween Princess White Rose that could buff Will by just getting hit, we now have a character that can heal by getting hit. If there is a stage where the enemy uses many AoEs, let's say that, well, this enemy attacks 3 times in a row with AoEs, you have 3 chances to get this AoE heal to the party. She's also very sustainable. She got a tank passive where she decreases damage by 40%, so even with low endurance and will, she will not take too much damage. You can even place her in the front line as a tank, and she will probably survive. So you have lots of chance to heal, and it's even better than Blue Princess Rose that just has a 37% chance for each turn. So you can stack many more buffs and heals with Mariah. Mariah will also be able to just give you a 1 BP when she gets on the end of the turn with 25% chance. Because it's for the whole party, this can help some characters that need just that extra BP to be able to use something like, you know, Steelblade Light uses 10 BP instead of just 9. So if you don't have Nawal's daughter, or you don't want to bring Nawal's daughter, she can fix these characters as well. So this is super useful. And I can see you already bringing Mariah together with Princess White Rose if you want to survive against enemies that uses magical attacks, or you can just bring her together with Golden Ball. They work super well together as well. And this will be against enemies that do physical damage. So, we also have Acupuncture Plus by Inheritance, so she can also debuff STR if you want. Like I was saying, she's also a debuffer. And she got a buff to her skill number 2 where she recovers extremely high HP if she is on danger. But I must say that you need to get her with high BP all the time, because it may be an emergency where you need a debuff or to heal the party with Ring of Life if you are not healing enough with the first passive. This character is instant meta, and I will be placing her on a triple S on the tier list. Yeah, Gerard does well because Gerard has just so high damage. She also has the same passive as Leon to increase damage. Although Leon has older passive that increases slash and some further, Gerard will be useful, and Steelblade Light is still one of the best skills in the game. So these two characters are meta, but Gerard is easier to replace. Mariah is more unique. Now we have Monica, very good pierce damage dealer with some of the best intelligence debuffs in the game. She's being released just after Zosma, and Zosma can also debuff intelligence, and also has a similar passive where every time that you attack, you get a buff to your central damage status. In the case of Zosma is STR, in the case of Monica is Dexterity, and a buff to intelligence. That means that their intelligence debuff will just always hit. Unless the enemy buffs will like more than once in a turn, you will always land this because you're just getting higher and higher intelligence to break through the enemy will. You will not need to bring a will debuffer into fights, whereas some other styles are starting to fail because they don't have high intelligence. So she also works just like the first Madeline or the first limited Xenon, where she does not take damage on the turn 1. She also buffs her dexterity and intelligence to have even higher chance to debuff and do damage. She also has a skill number 2 that goes 7 BP, and she attacks twice with a chance to instant kill. The chance is small, but her intelligence is pretty high. That means that the second hit will do even more damage, and also high chance to just instant kill. I just wish she had more than 10 BP on start so that she could use this twice in a row. The only version of Monica that can do twice in a row is the pass from univerSe. So if you have that one, you can inherit this and you have chance to instant kill twice, but that one has low intelligence, so you never win with Monica. You always have to keep interchanging her styles, but she still gets another future style that will be pretty good. But now about the intelligence debuff. Well, the first skill is an AoE with very powerful attack, 8 power. We don't have many attacks with 8 power that echoes only 10 BP. Well, save for Sorin that can do that with 7. He's already breaking the game, but you can start with a very powerful attack and then just keep cycling with 3 BP. This works for farming, this works for Spiral Corridor, this works for, I don't know, Tower, this works for Hidden Dojo, this works for a lot of content where you just, if they damage on turn 1, just keep debuffing intelligence and doing damage. It's just a kit that works. She was one of the best characters on release on JP, and now she will also be well used in global. Now we have Rouge that got the very strange buff. I must say that Rouge does not work like many other characters. He has a special, unique way to do damage. Well, he does have very high status already, and I think this was a mistranslation. It says round begins, but it's actually turn begins, and every time that he gets a turn, he will just increase his shadow damage by extreme effect for 1 turn, and it will trigger up to 5 times. So this is like Assault, but it triggers like 5 times, and well, if there are even 5 waves, he can just keep getting more damage. The problem is that his skills are a little costly, and I think he needed more sheep skills. You have to inherit from that. He gets 20% increase in damage by passive 2, and this other one he gets 15 and 10% more when hitting a weak target. So right on start, he has a very high damage, and he has a skill that just buffs his shadow damage by 40 or 45% on level 99 and recovers 3 BP. So you can start the fight, you use the skill number 2, and then on turn 2, you will just be able to well, use his nuke attack. That is a 10 PP skill that attacks twice with shadow damage. So, in the end, he can also debuff Will. I don't know much why you will need this. There are other Will debuffers, but if you are lacking, he will also help with that. I think that you are better off just stacking this second skill and then nuking and inheriting a cheaper skill to keep doing damage. He also has one attack from his Platinum style, the Welfare style, that can self-heal. So there is also a good strategy if you want. Well, this is not a review, I'm just showcasing the style so that you can plan if you want to summon for it or not. It's very interesting that in the end, this banner offers a little of every different element, and many people will get value here. I will be summoning here. I want Mariah. Mariah is meta for hard challenges. If you are thinking about trying super hard content, Mariah will offer some very interesting strategies. In the future, we get the game of formation that also buffs love and charisma, and Mariah will heal even more when being hit. So go for her. Monica is also a very good character. If you skip Exhaustion, she's mandatory, I think, for the future. And Getter is also very similar to Leon, though not as powerful and a little harder to use. We'll fix the problem of some people that didn't get him. The other two are a little more skippable, but those three are very nice. So that's it, guys. I just wanted to say a little about this banner because we don't know if it's coming on 2 or 3 days. They sometimes release it 2 days after the announcement. There was once that they released it 3 days after the announcement, so we can discuss these characters earlier. Another thing is that I saw some feedback on the tier list video that I released, and I'll be changing something there and using the feedback to improve. But that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope to see you soon in the next video. Bye.